When a country loses its main source of money, it doesn't just lose revenue. It loses its ability to feed soldiers, arm its army, and keep its people quiet. And when that happens, even the strongest leaders begin to fall. Something big has just broken inside Russia. Not a protest. Not a coup. Not a battlefield defeat. But something far more dangerous. The system that funds Vladimir Putin's war is burning, and Putin is powerless to stop it. Wars are not won only with tanks and missiles. They are won with fuel, money, and morale. Ukraine understands this perfectly. Instead of fighting Russia everywhere, Ukraine chose one pressure point: oil. Take away oil revenue, and Russia cannot sustain its war. No fuel for vehicles. No money for weapons. No resources to keep people loyal. If this breakdown is helping you understand what's really happening, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Trendscope Global for clear, in-depth global updates. In 2025 alone, Ukraine has launched up to 180 strikes against Russian oil refineries, ports, and fuel facilities. Russia's refined fuel processing capacity has dropped by around 25%. Fuel export bans are in place. And Russia's biggest oil company, Rosneft, has seen its profits collapse by nearly 70%. This is no longer damage control. This is a system breaking apart. Ukraine used to strike refineries occasionally. Russia repaired the damage and carried on. But in 2025, Ukraine changed its strategy. Now, the same refineries are hit again and again, just as Russia tries to bring them back online. This single shift has devastated Russia's oil network. In just 11 months, Ukraine caused more damage to Russian oil infrastructure than in the previous 3 years combined. 3 years of attacks compressed into less than one. And nowhere is safe anymore. When drones cannot reach, sabotage does. That's how a Russian refinery more than 6,000 kilometers away went up in flames. The message is clear. If it's Russian oil, it is not safe. Ukraine didn't stop there. It also began targeting ports, oil depots, and Russia's shadow tanker fleet. One strike forced the major Black Sea port of Novorossiysk to suspend oil exports. That port alone handles more than 2 million barrels of oil per day. Russia now faces an impossible choice: escort tankers and risk losing warships, or leave them unprotected and lose billions. Either way, Putin loses. Inside Russia, the effects are becoming impossible to hide. Fuel shortages are spreading. Gasoline purchases are limited in several regions. Some stations are running completely dry. In Crimea, people wait in long lines only to find empty pumps. Yet Putin claims supplies are uninterrupted, even as Russia bans gasoline exports. You cannot promise fuel to the world when you cannot supply your own people. The money is disappearing too. Russia's oil and gas revenues are down by more than 30% compared to last year. That means fewer taxes collected by the state. Less money for the war. Less money to keep society stable. Russia's economy is now smaller than it was before the invasion began. Putin is trapped. If he spends on the war, the people suffer. If he spends on the people, the war weakens. Both options damage his grip on power. And in a system built on fear and strength, weakness is deadly. Ukraine is not just fighting Russia's army. It is dismantling the system that keeps Putin in control. Strike by strike. Barrel by barrel. Revenue by revenue. Something big has broken in Russia. And once the money stops flowing, control disappears with it. For more real, no hype global analysis, subscribe to Trendscope Global, share this video, and drop your opinion in the comments. How long can Putin survive when the oil keeps burning?